Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everybody, and listen, welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this, we've all had the roughest few years of our lives all over the world, not just here. And unfortunately, too many people didn't make it. Family and friends of mine as well, and one recently. So I just want to say that someone is listening. I'm a nutritional health coach and I'm a recovery coach. So if anyone needs help, please reach out. All my services to you are free. And if anyone thinks my book can help them, because I do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Barnes & Nobles, and guys, Amazon, and you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com, and please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. And listen, if you truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. I am here to help you. I want everyone to know someone is listening, okay? So guys, I always bring it, right? Well, honey, again, I'm bringing it. So I have two really cool cats here, two doo-wop legends, right? All right, and I'm honored once again to be sitting here with them. So I don't want to say this gentleman's last name wrong. So Robert, tell everyone your full name.
Kretschmar, Robert Kretschmar.
There you go. This guy's easy, I could say it. So we have Bill Keith here. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here.
So guys, I just need to read my sponsors and then we'll get started with the show. Okay, guys. So Michael D'Amore, okay, he's a singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer. You can go to his website, www.michaeldamore.com. John Monforto, the man of many faces. I actually named him that. Singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. And he was given the title by a former Philadelphia mayor as the Philly Rocky Impersonator. You can go to his website, www.johnmonforto.com. Michael Zanman, singer, entertainer, performer. He's up and coming, incredible. Okay, and his website, www.mzanman.com. Paula Ann from Ablaze Entertainment and Freedom Rings Festival, helping survivors of human trafficking to live a life of normalcy. And I'm also one of her sponsors, and you can go to www.freedomringsfestival.com. And last, but certainly not least, Anthony Hudson, presidential candidate 2024, and Kevin Duncan, vice presidential candidate 2024, People Before Politics. Guys, I don't usually get involved with politics, but this time I did, and there's a reason why. First of all, he's running as nonpartisan, which is something I think is amazing. The other is this. He lives in Michigan. He's a truck driver, a regular guy, okay? And he not only flew in and came more than once live in my studio here, he also invited my producer Ruben and I to Yuma, Arizona this year with him to cover the stories at the borders. So we went and we spent several days at the borders in Yuma, Arizona, all over, the good, bad, and indifferent ones. And we spent time with the Border Patrol, the mayor, okay, the sheriff department, and it was life-changing, to say the least, okay? So we need to really take this seriously, what's going on. like I said, I saw it firsthand. So if anybody ever wants to talk to me about that, feel free to contact me. All right. So now let's get started with this incredible show. So, do you want to start, Robert, or would you like Bill to start?
I guess I like Bill to start
Okay,
first.
so Bill, why don't you start? Tell everyone first off a little bit about you.
Well, I'm just an average guy, and I can tell you the story before I start telling. She's going to ask me about my history, and I'm going to tell you that this is the way it goes. Gospel group I was singing in recently, this fellow's daughter asked me, she said, Mr. Bill, were you popular? And I said, no, I've been under the radar all my life, because this is what happens. I started out singing on the corner, and people would tell us to shut up. Okay. Now, I heard my first record I bought, I started collecting. My first record I bought was the Orioles, Sonny Till and the Orioles, Crying in the Chapel. But then later on, around 1956, I heard Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. And I'll tell you a story about that a little later when I talk to Jimmy Merchant. But anyway, I heard him. I said, I got to start a group. So I started a group. There was this kid named Tyrone. Tyrone had a voice just like Frankie Lyman. So I'm going to start a group. Came up with the name Lords, and I didn't like that. Then I saw my mom had a package of stockings in her room, and I saw it said Blend Tone. So I came up with the Blend Tones. And we started singing, and a lot of people don't know. I never told this story before, but we got an audition downtown Philly to back up Little Willie John on Talk to Me. Well, we were terrible at that time, and we didn't make it. So later on, I got some more guys together, and that was the beginning of the Blend Tones of Lights Please fame. This starts the being almost there. We made Lights Please. I was in the Air Force at the time, so I wasn't allowed to come home to record with them, but I helped them arrange the song. When we put it out, it was starting to take off in Philly, and all of a sudden, Imperial Records picked it up. Well, our manager at that time got in an argument with a local DJ. He killed the record. That was number one. So I'll tell you the rest of the story later, but I wanted to say that Bob Kretschmar has been responsible for so many CDs that he made with big-time groups. You wouldn't believe it. He has kept this music alive, and I'm so glad that I know him.
Thanks, Bill. It was a pleasure to do it. I love this music, and I would have been singing with you if I was a singer, but I wasn't. And I started collecting records in the mid-'50s. And as time went on, I said, well, I think I can contribute more than just to buy records and enjoy listening to the music and dancing to it. And so I started Starlight Discs, and it was a great experience, and I was able to capture the groups that still had the talent to recreate what was happening in the 1950s, and met many great people through the years, and it was a great experience all through the 80s and 90s.
So, you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to start with one of the songs, because I want to give everybody a little treat. I want you to really know what's happening here today, okay? Talk about doo-wop, all right? So that's what's really, really, really happening here today, okay? So, producers, let's play our first track.
is a fire that never gets cold. You see, my love is a blessing sent down from all the gods above, with power and fortune growing stronger with each minute hour of our love.
Well, yes, my darling, the flame grows stronger and stronger each day. My darling, my love for you is the power that changes the lonely night into brighter day. Yes, my darling, the flame's our only way.
And you, darling, is a fire that burns to a lonely night. Was light or beam from the lighthouse that guides us ships through lonely night.
And I'm going to share something. That was so beautiful, that song. And other than Elvis, guys, doo-wop is my fave, okay? I've always said that, and I love a cappella, and I just think what you guys do is priceless. So talk about that song.
Thanks, Jerry. Well, that was Dino D'Angelo, the lead, and he's well known in the oldies field as one of the great lead singers of this genre. Fantastic lead. He writes most of his songs, and he started out in the 50s. In the early 70s, people became aware of him on Bim Bam Boom Records. And then in the 80s, we recorded him through a friend. I met him. And by chance of luck, a producer contacted us, and that song is in a movie called In Search for One-Eyed Jimmy. And that's one of our big claims to fame, is that one of our songs reached a movie.
Amazing.
I'm sitting there and I'm listening to that. You know, what I want to say about Bob, he captured the essence of vocal harmony. You can hear how clear that recording was. And I'll tell you a story about Bob. First time we recorded with him, wow, this guy wants to record us. We go up there to, I think it was Brooklyn at that time, and we go in the studio, and they said, all right, take all the stuff out of your pockets. Well, you don't have to do that anymore, but we did back in the day. That's the way recording now has advanced.
Okay, a silly question. Take all your stuff out of your pockets. Why?
Because the keys and stuff would rattle. They were
Oh, okay.
afraid.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm thinking,
They weren't trying to rob him.
or they thought you had something, illegal in
no.
your pocket. Oh, I didn't get that. All right, you didn't. You should have said that.
I
I'm like,
should've
wait,
been
what?
yeah, I should've.
Oh, I got it now. Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right. So now let's play, producer. But hold on. We're gonna play. Which one is it?
Pain in my heart.
Pain in my
By
heart,
A Moment's Pleasure.
guys.
There are pain in my heart. There are pain in my heart, and I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh my love, oh my love, oh my love, oh my love. Please come back, oh my love. Please come back, and I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh my love, oh my love, oh my love. There in the night, you made a fool of me. There in the night, I guess that I shall never see just what you done, just what you done to me. I've been a fool for you, baby. Oh, my love, please come back. Oh, my love, please come back. And I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh, my love, oh, my love, oh, my love. There in the night, you made a fool of me. There in the night, I guess that I shall never see just what you done, just what you done to me. I've been a fool for you, baby. Oh, my love, please come back. Oh, my love, please come back. And I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh, my love, never, 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 never. Oh, never, 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 my,
OMG. Okay, so that was absolutely beautiful. Come on.
Well, I was so honored to sing with that man. He had 2 hits in the early 60s. One was called Guilty, and the other one was Have You Heard? He called me his little brother and told me some things about the music.
Tell everyone his name again. I'm sorry.
Bill Keith and Herb Johnson.
Herb Johnson.
Herb Johnson, he told me on Have You Heard, everybody talks about the float he did in that song in the middle. And he said, Bill, I forgot the words. So these are the things that I really love about the music and the people that I met. But with Mr. Kretschmar recording that, I am so proud of that song. Herb Johnson.
It was a fantastic job. The feeling in the song, the way the group interacts with each other throughout the song, it is a classic example of fantastic doo-wop music.
And that was one of my favorite groups because I had met the lead singer, Marvin Jr., back in the early 60s in Indiana. And we were at a rec center and they were singing that night. And Marvin and I sat down on a bench that night, and he talked about the group and told me that one day we're going to record Over the Day, and they did later in the 70s.
And that was the Fabulous Dells.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on cloud nine again. All right, this is so cool. Let's give a shout out to DJ Ken Kojak for helping us with the MP3s, and also
Yes, thanks, Ken.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
the late great Alex Augustine, who was a friend to all of us here.
Yes.
Rest in peace, my friend. We love you.
Yes, a great guy, DJ, MC, and a participant in singing with Norman Fox and the Raw Boys on our recordings, and his own group, Image. He did a lead on All Mine, which is the original first Five Satins record. And he also sang with two members of the Elegants as the originals and recorded for us. And finally did background with Joe Greer of the Charts,
Wow.
who was the lead on a song. So very talented fella and a great friend, a very fantastic friend he was.
Yes.
Did you know
God
that?
bless him.
God bless him.
Did you know that Joe Greer also played sax on those songs that they did?
Yes, yes. He also played, I think, on the Wiggle Wobble, which was an instrumental that became a big hit by Les Cooper.
Yes.
So this is such cool info, okay? Because certainly I didn't know any of that.
Well, Bill and I could share it for, 24 hours,
Okay.
maybe 48
Amazing.
hours.
Amazing. So let's give another shout out. John Bishop.
Oh, yes, that's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
buddy. That's my tight
So
buddy.
that's how I met you guys at one of the luncheons, Johnny Bishop. We love you. We love your wife. I mean, what you guys are doing is incredible, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart again for doing all this. And I'm at the luncheon, and this guy comes running up to me. He didn't say, I'd like you to interview me. He said, you know who you have to interview? This guy over here.
That's
Okay.
true, very true.
Okay, I said, as long as you come, we'll have a great interview. So here we are. So it was all because of Johnny Bishop, right?
That's true.
Johnny
yes.
Bishop. I
Thank
had
you,
the
baby.
honor of singing with him, too. And we do a version of Pain in My Heart.
Oh,
Yes.
so cool. All right. So now let's play a third track, boys. Okay. Here we go, guys. Yep, we're going to play a third track, and then we're going to talk about it. Here we go.
G-O-O, my, oh, my. Baby, 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 won't you tell me what you're thinking of?
I want you to love me. No one above me. Love me the way you love me then. I will always squeeze you tight, morning, afternoon, and night. Loving you will be my happiness. Oh, my love is yours to take. Kisses taste like angel cake. Hope my kisses taste as good to you. You make chills run down my spine, almost make me lose my mind. Still I'll be forever loving you. Now, darling, if you leave me, you know how it would grieve me. May our love last forevermore. Darling, please don't break my heart. Please say that we'll never part. There is love we can share. Darling, tell me that you care. Darling, please don't say goodbye. I will be there by and by. The love you know I can't deny. Darling, love me from the start. I will keep you in my heart. I will love you, dear, until I die. Now, darling, if you leave me, you know how it would grieve me. May our love last forevermore. Darling, please don't break my heart. Please say that we'll never part. There is love we can share. Darling, tell me that you care. Darling, please don't say goodbye. I will be there by and by. With the love I know you can't deny. Darling, love me from the start. I will keep you in my heart. I will love you, dear, until
So that was amazing. I love this music. I know. Wow. All right, tell us about this song.
Well, again, this particular group is a well-known
Get
group.
closer.
Norman Fox and the Rob Boys, with Norman's daughter Kim Fox doing the lead on the OGO Gosh by Pearl McKinnon and the Kodaks. And, well, Ali Boy, God bless him, he did the background. He was one of the members in the background of the group. And well, what can I say? We're very proud of it. It's a great rendition, a cappella style.
I love it so much. Ali Boy, Alex Augustine, everybody. Oh, rest in peace, sweetheart. So, everybody always says to me, I mean, I was born in 1961, and the majority of all these old hits came out in 1961. And everybody's like, well, how do you love this music so much? And I laugh and tell everybody that I'm very jealous of the street corners, singing on the street corners. I always wished I could have been one of those girls following those guys, all right? I would be in a poodle skirt, of course, my blue suede shoes, baby, okay? Listen, the ponytail, right? The black leather jacket, that would have been me, all right? I love it all. So I really am an oldies Elvis and doo-wop girl.
No hoop skirts?
Well, the poodle skirts, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Poodle,
okay,
yeah, so the
okay.
hoop, right? Yeah.
We call them hoops.
Oh, you call them hoops. Poodle skirts from Happy Days. Come on. And I got to interview Donnie Most from Happy Days, okay? Ralph Mouth. So imagine that for me, right? I loved Happy Days. But that would have been me. And when I hear people saying they sang on the street corners, because you did, right?
Yes, we
I
did.
always want to say this. Tell us a little bit about your experience with that, please.
Okay, we sang on the street corners, and everybody said, shut up, you're making too much noise out there. But then when we finally, and my brother-in-law, he talks about George Grant. I'm going to tell you about George Grant. George Grant used to live in my brother-in-law's neighborhood, and they used to sing on the corner. And my brother-in-law said he used to go out there and chase them.
That's the Castells that recorded in 1954 on Grand Records.
And my wife went to school with George Grant, so I got to know him very well. I even kept in touch with him when he retired and went to Arizona. And while he was there, he wound up working in the grocery store, and that's not good at all. All these guys that sang back in the day really didn't get paid. But anyway,
Right.
George, I got him to call Jim Bakay's radio show, and he wanted to talk to Billy Taylor and Wes Hayes from the group The Dreams. And he called that show for me. And Billy Taylor, this is a story, Billy Taylor cried, and it really broke me up. But these are some of the stories I have here.
That's beautiful. Do you want to say anything to what he just said?
Well, again, Bill has experienced all this, knowing some of the early groups that started this music, but of course never really was probably heard on the radio. For myself, like that, I bought some of the standard hits coming out in the mid to late 50s, including single artists like Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Jerry Lee Lewis. And the groups were like the Dells, Oh What a Night, and the Casual Look, the 16s. But as time went on to the late 50s, I heard about this record store, Times Square Records, and I went up there. And they had records there that by groups that you never heard on the radio, but they were absolutely fantastic. And that's where I found out about the Castells, which was a little bit before my time. I bought all their records at Times Square, and I just couldn't stop listening to them. I mean, the perfection of the harmony and the sophistication of the sound and everything is much more, I would say, more of an adult-type flavor sound than when Frankie Lammett came along. It started to get a little bit more teenager sounding with groups from the late 50s and early 60s. But then Time Capsule Show, a big radio show off Fordham University in New York, started playing a lot of obscure and rare records from the 50s, and that's where I really got my education as to all the fine stuff that was recorded that you never really heard on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah, speaking of the Castells, a lot of those songs, those beautiful songs, that they were written by Frank Vance, who played guitar for the group. And Frank and he wrote Over a Cup of Coffee. That's one of the most beautiful songs that I have heard. He wrote Over a Cup of Coffee, and I said, Frank, let's write a song together. Here's the story about me. We started to write the song together. He gave me some words, then he passed away. So
God rest his soul.
yeah, missed out on that.
But he's singing that song, okay, in heaven.
Oh, how about that? What a
For
beautiful
sure.
choir up there.
Okay,
Of all those beautiful singers,
Amazing.
wonderful singers up there, yes. And we just lost one from, and I'm sure he's going up there because I sang gospel with him, James Phillips from Quiet Storm.
And A Moment's
Rest in
Pleasure.
peace.
He
Rest
And
in
A
sang
peace.
Moment's
on the
Pleasure, that's
second
right.
Moment's
That's right.
Pleasure CD.
Yes.
Hell of a nice guy.
So I love gospel. And it's not a secret, I'm an Elvis fan, so I love Elvis gospel, but I just love gospel music. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Mr. Bill.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're chewing gum. You might want to take the gum out for this. Could you give us, I don't care if it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute or 3 minutes. Could you give us something a cappella? Come on, baby.
We will miss you, Mother, but only for a while.
Okay, so thank you for that.
I recorded that with Men of Mount Moriah. That's on a CD. And I couldn't do the falsetto part of that right now, but there's a lot of falsetto in that. We will miss you, Mother. It's a tribute to Mother.
First of all, what you just did was beautiful, and I thank you for that. He didn't know I was going to ask him to do that, guys, so thank you.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of your CDs as gifts here, which I love. So did you want to say anything about these CDs, or?
Well, I don't know. There's so much to say.
All
I
right.
guess one of the things I can say was a big credit for us, too, was that one of our songs, Rhino Records, liked, and they put it on their doo-wop box, Volume 3, Countdown to Love by BQE, another great group from New York with Les Levine, which is a well-known bass in the business, doing the bass. Les originally recorded with Paul Simon way back around 1961 on TikTok with Richie Cordell as the lead. And he was on many of our CDs, singing with the Aragons as bass, BQE as bass, Bravado as bass, The Excellence as the bass. And aside from that, another thing was that we really was quite proud to record some of the known groups that still had the talent, and they were the Marcells, three
Oh,
original
yes.
members, the lead, Cornelius Harp, and the bass,
Nini.
Fred Johnson, and Monday first tenor. We recorded the Excellence with John Coos original lead and Dennis Kestenbaum in background. We
John's
recorded.
still around, isn't he? John's
John is
still around.
I've
yeah.
interviewed
He's-
John.
Yeah.
He's not feeling well, my understanding is, so yes. And the Jesters we recorded with Adam Jackson, the lead, original lead, singing the lead with two of the Lewis brothers in the background, and Ronnie Jackson, who sang with the Young Tones in the background.
And one of my favorites, the Velours you recorded.
Oh, yes. How can I forget the Velours with the Ulysses Mason, who sang
Yes,
with the
yes.
Martells. He did the lead for the original lead, and we had the original bass, Charlie Moffat, on
Yes.
bass. Another original member was from a group called the Corvairs, who made True True Love. And there was a guy, Nelson Shields. He was with the Leaders that recorded for Glory Records. So we always really looked at and had pleasure to record well-known and excellent singers that recorded these records in the 50s. And if those that were really good singers but didn't get a record, they recorded with us, and they were just as good as the original. But I guess, again, you had to be discovered, or you had to know to go to 1650 Broadway in New York to get your recording made, or like in Philadelphia, Bill, I guess, knows the places to go when groups recorded there, and that's about it, I guess.
Herb Johnson told me he went to Brunswick, and the Artistics got the push there. He didn't.
And that's how things went.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's so cool. I'm listening to them talk, okay? And I'm saying, how does he remember every single
now I remember.
thing?
My brain is clicking again. We recorded Louis Lyman, Frankie Lyman's
Oh,
brother,
come
and
on.
the Teen Chords with Andre
Yes.
Gons on bass, which is Sherman Gons' brother. And we did some of his cuts. And one of the cuts, what we did is we altered it. We try to keep sort of close to the original, but if there's a new arrangement, we do that. But in this particular song, Please Tell the Angels, we had him dedicate in the beginning to his brother Frankie, wherever you are in heaven, this is for you. And then he went into the song of Please Tell the Angels, which came out really great.
And Sherman
So
Garnes was a cousin of one of my daughter's girlfriends. I never got a chance to interview him, but I did get a chance to interview Lee Andrews. I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, my goodness, amazing.
And then I remember the Fantastics, the original group without, the only person missing was, I know my brain is missing.
No, it's not really.
He's a well-known artist. He sang with Little Anthony and the Imperials
come
and
on.
the OJs.
All right.
This guy,
Oh, that
Sammy Strain.
My buddy Sammy Strain.
Sammy
Yeah.
Strain,
There you
yes, he
go.
was the only one that wasn't there. We're all original guys, and we were able to record them in their original studio, BMG Studios, RCA, in Manhattan. And we did their songs, There Goes My Love and Millionaire Hobo, and it was an exciting day. And then I brought Alex Augustine in, knew his group Image, and we recorded All Mine by him with So Much by an excellent younger fellow that came along in the scene, Tino Alvarez, and he sang the lead on So Much and really did a great job on that song.
Amazing.
On that There Goes My Love, I got to meet the lead singer, Sonny Forrest. Great guy, great voice. And that was where Sammy started out with them.
Well, I'm going to play the next track, but then I have a cool question for both of you, okay? So, producer, let's play another track. We have two more, I think, right?
This is a story of a love affair. You're all mine, darling. You're all mine. My love will always be for eternity. Someday we'll be together. We'll love and never, we will never part. I've got you on my mind all
This
was
is amazing.
Alley Boy, Alex Augustine on lead, singing the first song when the label said it was the Five Satins on Standard Records. Fred Paris wrote the song. And before that, Fred, those collectors out there would know this, of course, he sang with a group called the Scarlets on Red Robin, and they had a lot of great songs and releases that came out around 1954.
We used to walk down the street singing "I'm Yours."
Yes.
By the Scarlets,
He was a great writer of songs and had many, many great records he put out.
Do you want to say anything?
Well, Fred Paris, that was one of the first records I bought too. He had the first records I bought by him were the Scarlets, "I'm Yours" and
True Love, maybe?
"True Love," "Dear One."
Love Doll?
"Dear One" was one of my favorites too.
So can I ask what year that was?
1954.
Early days, yes.
We got it on 78 RPM.
Solitaires, "I Don't Stand a Ghost of a Chance."
So I have a question. All right. So I know the oldies were 50s and 60s, but did doo-wop continue into the late 60s?
Well, the doo-wop, there was once in a while a doo-wop record would come out like 63, 64.
Okay.
But for the most part, it wasn't being produced anymore. The music had changed. Major record companies got involved like that and started producing stuff which different kind of a sound. The younger people started getting into Four Seasons type of sound, the Beach Boys type of sound. Then, of course, with the English invasion in 1964, the Beatles.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great stuff with that, too, like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Rolling Stones, and it goes on and on. There's always great music out there in different genres, and right up to today.
Wow. But doo-wop really was the 50s.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm sorry I missed the 60s. I was in the Air Force for those 8 years, and I started a group.
Thank you for your service, by the way, Bill, very much.
It was my pleasure, but I had to start a group in the service. So I started a group called the Playboys.
The Playboys in the service.
And we started we won the bass competition, and we went to the Air Force competition in Little Rock, Arkansas. That was quite an experience. But we came in second in there. And we got an offer from some Chicago label that wanted to record us, the Playboys. And I said, no, I can't sign because I signed a 5-year contract with the Blentones, not knowing at the time that didn't mean anything.
Yeah, you could just change the name of the group, and then it would be a different contract and a different thing. But when you're young, there's a lot of things you don't know and realize.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
It was my pleasure. The whole 8 years got the chance to work on the B-58 bomber.
Amazing. Yeah. So that must have been incredible singing in the service.
It was. It was enjoyable. I'm glad they allowed us to go to Little Rock because we met a lot of good people there, for the service guys. And the guys that won that competition, we came in second. The guys that won it sang Blue Moon.
Wait, are you kidding me?
They sang Blue Moon. And they had their own interpretation of it. It wasn't the way the...
was it good, though? It was good, probably,
It was good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick story to know that the Marcells, I believe, the other flip was Goodbye to Love, and they needed another song for the session. So the guy says, well, why don't you do a standard? So they said, come up with a couple of names. They said, well, what about Blue Moon? I think they put it together in 5 minutes, and because they were so professional people and knowing how to sing with each other and blending, that they put that together, and it wound up to be a big smash.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that info. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Some guy told me when we were singing at a club one night, the Moment's Pleasure, and we had all these guys that said they sang with different groups. Guy comes up and says, he sang "Come Go," come
Come Go
the
With
group
Me?
that had "Come Go With Me." He sang with them. Found out he was watching them. They were in the service in the Air Force, and he said he sang with them. But we found out later that he watched them in the gym on the Air Force Base singing that song. They were rehearsing it before they got out.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, producer, do we have, how many more songs do we have? Bert, how many more songs do we have? One? Okay, so why don't we play that one? Because then I'll do a little surprise at the end. So let's play that song now.
Please, please tell the angels that please tell the angels.
Well, Frankie, wherever you are, we all know that you're resting in peace. We will never forget you nor your beautiful memory. This song is dedicated to you and that memory because we all really love you. God bless you.
Frankie Lyman's brother.
An angel flying your heavenly ways. You are so kind and sweet, dear, so glad that you're mine. Glad that you're mine. Are an angel, darling. I adore you so. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thank the Lord up above for sending you to me. Sending you to me. I long for the touch of your hand. Your love, dear. Oh, I won't even. I long for the touch of your sweet lips. Yes, you are an angel, darling. I adore you so. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thank the Lord up above for sending you to me. Sending you to me. I long what please you. Yes, you are an angel, darling. I adore you so. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thank the Lord up above for sending Please tell the angels. Please tell the angels. Please tell the angels.
All right, Louis.
Amazing.
He passed away a few years ago. He went to Las Vegas for
Talking
his
closer.
final years, and Andre Guns, Sherman Guns' brother from the Teenagers, he did the bass on that song.
Wow.
One of the members in the back was a guy who sang with the Selections, who recorded Guardian Angel, the first version of it. And, well, hey, we really captured him, I think, and we try to give it a lot of guts. Sometimes some of the groups came in and you know, it's difficult. You're in the studio. It's not like practicing at a house or somewhere. And sometimes we would have to say, well, come on, guys, you got to make believe you're like 16 again. I know it ain't easy, but you got to put more oomph into it. You got to give it, because we want a gutsy sound. This is what Starlight was about. True street corner, gutsy, hardcore doo-wop music. And I want to thank my wife, too. She was there on all these recordings and in the background, listening carefully. And like everything else, we're all human. Sometimes we miss something that ain't quite right. She'd say, I don't know, it doesn't sound something there, not right. So I say, can we do it over again? We did it over again, and wow. And sometimes the groups would tell us, I can do it better. So I said, fine. It sounded great to me, but if you can do it better, you know better than I do, so let's do it. And sure enough, there usually would wind up to be a better take.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I've got to get this in. This is about somebody who should be in the Hall of Fame and is not. Johnny Maestro.
Oh, that's right.
Johnny Maestro.
That's right.
We were singing, I was singing with the students in Asbury Park in the Paramount. That was an honor right there. I saw Johnny in the back. Joel Katz was on the show, The Channels.
Yep.
And I saw Johnny walking around in the back. I said, Johnny, are you going to do What a Surprise tonight? He said, no, I didn't have that on the schedule to sing it tonight. Well, you know, he went out there. The second song, I said, my wife loves the song. Second song he sang was What a Surprise.
Oh.
What a guy. Great guy.
They're trying to get him in the Hall of Fame. Guys, Johnny Maestro needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall
Yes,
of
he
Fame.
does.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a shame that the people in control like that only absorb with their own
Well, that's why
time
we have
period
this.
and time. In the
That's
50s,
why we have this.
in the
East
50s,
Coast Hall of
it's,
Fame, baby.
The 50s is like forgotten about. Because,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
and that's the way it is. Just
I see people being honored now that learned from our music.
That's right. So, guys, listen, I'm going to do something. I'm going to give you guys each the mic for about 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
We still have plenty of time, but we're going to start with you, Rob, because I don't want you to like leave today and say, oh, I forgot to say this, or I should have said this. So you have about 5 strong minutes, okay? You could get a lot in 5 minutes. I don't want you to forget. So tell everybody out there anything you want to promote, anything you want to remember to tell them.
all right. Well, I want to thank the public for supporting us. It wasn't a lot of stores that were selling our material because a lot of the stores are owned by major companies, and they don't want an independent to be handling independent material in their stores. So, but whatever stores did handle it, I want to thank them, and I want to thank again the people that purchased our CDs. And I want to thank all the DJs. Most of them were on the East Coast that played our music, usually on Sunday nights in their doo-wop shops. Midwest and West Coast really was non-existent. I think for some reason, even though doo-wop came out of like Chicago and Los Angeles, once the 60s came about, there never really was, to my knowledge, any real like oldie station or following that kept it alive, as we were lucky and fortunate enough to have in our area between New York and Philadelphia. And the fans were still here, and they supported the music. And when Gus Gossett came about, a disc jockey in New York in the early 70s, he propelled the sound again, bringing it back to life. And we were very fortunate to be able to have clubs that were formed, and we met other people that loved this music. There were singers or they're fans. And it was a great bunch of people that I can't say enough words about them, how nice they were and how everything gelled. And I think probably the peak of all this stuff, as far as I can see, would be around in the 1990s. There was a lot of groups around. pick a number, I don't know, I'd say 100 groups. And it was very active. They were able to get work in clubs and recorded. I also, of course, we had a competitor that we wound up with some of the groups that were around at the time, and they recorded with him. And but we were fortunate. We got a lot of great groups on our label, and we were very fortunate to have great engineers, 4-Star Studios, Bob Fried and Richard Bomovich, two fantastic engineers who had a good ear for this music and knew what we were looking for to make it as authentic sounding as it was in the 50s without music, a cappella sound. And, well, I remembered exactly how it sounded. I remember from the records, and I remember from growing up in Brooklyn and hearing groups singing on the corner. Again, as I said before, probably some of them never got recorded because either broke up or didn't know how to go about it or what have you. But it was a great time period growing up. It was a lot of fun. There was dances probably on every Friday night, and we would go and hopefully meet a honey and dance to the music. And it was good times, and we got along with each other, and there was no nonsense. So much today is going on that it's upsetting to see and hear is going on. And the youth of today, too, is missing out on the childhood we had, riding bicycles, playing stickball in the streets, handball, and, as I said, going to dances and all that kind of stuff. Of course, the young, they don't know that they're missing that, and I'm sure that our parents would tell us, you missed out on playing marbles, which I know my father said was a big thing when he grew up. And today the kids say, well, we have video games, and you missed out on that.
You're right.
That's the way it goes.
Well, thank you for that. That was beautiful. So now,
Thank you.
thank you. So, Bill.
I feel so blessed that I got to meet and sing with on the stage with so many of the artists that I listened to back in the day, like Gerald Gregory from the Spaniels. I got to meet him, and I got to talk on the phone many times with Pookie. Pookie and I had a lot of good conversations at night. And I got to meet Stephen Caldwell from the Orlons, so many groups. And right now,
Don't forget Lee Andrews.
oh yeah, let me tell you about Lee Andrews. He had an antique store in outskirts of Philly, and I had a chance to go by there. My wife and I went by there, and I went in, and the woman, I said, can I talk to Lee? She said, no, he's busy. So I said, well, I just wanted to talk to him. We went to school together, and tell him that I remember following them in the schoolyard. They had their denim jackets on with hearts on the back. Here he comes. He comes out. And we talked. I can tell you some things that we talked about. He said he styled his singing after Nat King Cole. His favorite singer was Sonny Gordon of
The Angels.
the Angels, and they did the wedding song.
Fabulous.
No, the wedding. I'm trying to think of the. Anyway, they did some beautiful stuff, Sonny Gordon and the Angels. Also, he said he gave me 4 albums, and I took them home. I listened to them. I called him the next day. I said, "This song, personally, this could be a hit. You ought to put that out." Well, he said, "No, I'm proud of my son, Questlove, and I'm done." But I'll tell you, I got a radio show now, and I'm playing it. It's in rotation, personally by Lee Andrews. So many other artists that I got to meet, like I said, Johnny Maestro, and Joel Katz.
I
He's still
interviewed
out there.
Joel, yep,
Yeah, Joel and Ronnie I
yep.
mixed Philadelphia Girl. I'm putting that out again soon with my album. And on the album, I'm recording a song called Over the Night from a woman that sang it in Germany. It's a different Over the Night.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that. And Rich got me to record, and Steve Kurtz, they got me to record a remake of I'm Sorry, Pillow. So that'll be coming out soon. And like I said, I'm just blessed that I got to go through this. It's been a wonderful ride. And to cap it off, I'm on the Geri Petito show.
Woo, I love you guys.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to read a poem out of my book. And then instead of playing my theme song at the end, producer, what we're going to do is replay your song, Pain in My Heart. We're going to play that again. I'm going to close with that, but I'm going to read my poem first, okay? All right. So, guys, the reason I like reading this poem is because it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. And I wrote this because so many people, especially after this show, they're going to be, messaging me, oh my gosh, I wish I could sing like that. I wish I could do that. I wish I could write poetry like you, Jer. Everybody out there has to know they are all gifted with something. Yes. And it's the truth. So you have something to offer. You just got to figure out what that is and then work on it and do it. Okay? Because God didn't say, oh, I'm going to create you better than that person or that person. That's not how it goes. So everybody has something to offer. Really listen to the words of this poem, okay? We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, but not just for the money, to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, boys, not keeping them at bay, your names, Bill and Bob, Bob and Bill, baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. That's for you guys. And I want to say thank you to both of you for honoring me today. Okay? I just love the music, and I hope it never dies, okay? Robert Kretzschmar, right here, everybody, okay? Bill Keith, right here, everybody. Look at what they've done and what they're still doing, all right? Again, rest in peace to our buddy Alex Augustine, who you heard sing today, right?
Amen.
And, I want to thank you for honoring me here today. Their beautiful wives are sitting there. What a beautiful audience we had. Look at them looking at you guys with so much love. All right. I want to thank you all for listening. And we already played this song, but I want to just play it again. So we are going to close out with this amazing song. Tell them the title again.
Pain in My Heart by the Dells. And this is myself and the great Herb Johnson.
There you go, everybody. Share this video. Take it away, producer.
There are pain in my heart. There are pain in my heart. And I never will forget your love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. guess that I shall never see just what you done, just what you done to me. I've been a fool for you, baby. Oh, my love, please come back. Oh, my love, please come back. And I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh, my love, oh, my love, oh, my love. There in the night, you made a fool of me. There in the night, I guess that I shall never see just what you done, just what you done to me. I've been a fool for you, baby. Oh, my love, please come back. Oh, my love, please come back. And I never, never, never will forget your love. Oh, my love, never, 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 never. Oh, never, 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 my, ooh, my love.